has elected Devraj Ghimire of CPN-UML as the new speaker. Ghimire's election was a foregone conclusion, even as Ishwari Neupane of Nepali Congress had also filed her candidacy. More than the challenge from the opposition, Speaker Ghimire had to resist more intra-party pressure as Prithvi Subba Gurung and Chabilal Bishwakarma were the other UML aspirants for the post. Meanwhile, in the power-sharing deal, UML and CPN-MAO Centre have agreed to share the speaker's positions by turns for 2.5 years. Good evening, I'm Sarah Chitrakar and these are the headlines of the hour. Devraj Ghimire of CPN-UML elected as the Speaker of the House of Representatives. Ghimire emerges clear winner with 167 votes. Deputy Speaker's election slated for this Saturday. Lumini Province Chief Minister Leela Giri clears floor test. Giri receives the trust vote from 57 members of the Lumini Provincial Assembly. Former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev, an ally of Kremlin chief Vladimir Putin, warns NATO that the defeat of Russia in Ukraine could trigger a nuclear war. And 2 football fans killed and dozens others injured in a stampede near Basra International Stadium in Iraq ahead of the final between host Iraq and Oman. Devraj Ghimire of CPN-UML has been elected as the Speaker of the House of Representatives. Ghimire from CPN-UML and Ishwari Neupane of Nepali Congress were the contenders for the post. Ghimire received 167 votes, while the opposition bagged 100 votes. One parliamentarian did not cast the vote. As per the provision, at least 138 votes is required to be appointed as the Speaker of the House, which has been secured by Ghimire. The parliamentarians of CPN-UML, CPN-MAO Centre, Rashtriya Swatantra Party, Rashtriya Prajatantra Party, Janata Samajwadi Party, Janamat Party and Nagarik Unmukti Party voted in favour of Ghimire. Speaker Ghimire garnered the support of independent parliamentarians as well. Parliamentarians of Nepali Congress, CPN Unified Socialist and Loktantrik Samajwadi Party voted against Speaker Ghimire. As per the constitutional provision, the new speaker has to be appointed within 15 days after holding the meeting of the House of Representatives. The first meeting of the House of Representatives was held on 9th of January. Meanwhile, the election for the deputy speaker has been slated for this Saturday. The House of Representatives is operated by the Chair of the Parliament. It is their responsibility to direct the government and the parliamentarians. However, an unusual event happened at today's session of the House of Representatives. Chairperson of Janamat Party, C.K. Raut, asked the parliamentarians to hold a minute of silence to remember those who had lost their lives during the Madhesh Revolution. At today's session of the House of Representatives, which was held for the election of the Speaker of the Parliament, Janamat Party Chair C.K. Raut put forward his opinions and held a minute of silence in memory of those who had lost their lives during the Madhesh agitation. Raut said that despite the government recognizing them as martyrs, the Parliament had not paid its respect to them. Raut then asked the parliamentarians if they could pay their respect to the martyrs and hold a minute's silence. While some members of the House of Representatives stood from their respective seats and joined Raut in paying their respects, others did not. Parliamentarians from Madhesh-centered parties first stood from their seats, followed by others. However, Prime Minister Pushpakamal Dahal remained seated. Lumini Province Chief Minister Leela Giri has received the vote of confidence. Chief Minister Giri received the vote of confidence at the meeting of the Provincial Assembly held earlier this afternoon. Giri has received the trust vote from 57 members of the Provincial Assemblies, including 8 political parties and 2 independent members. Member of the Provincial Assembly of CPN-MAO Centre, Jok Bahadur Mahara, did not attend the meeting, while the Speaker of the Provincial Assembly did not participate in the voting process. While CPN Unified Socialist also extended its vote of confidence to Giri, 27 votes of Nepali Congress and 1 vote of Rashtriya Jana Morcha went against Giri. Prime Minister Pushpakamal Dahal has said that the bodies of the air crash victims of the ill-fated Yeti Airlines flight 961 would soon be handed over to their family members. Prime Minister Dahal had reached the Tribhuvan University Teaching Hospital to meet the family members of those killed in the crash of the Yeti Airlines aircraft in Pokhara on Sunday. Taking stock of the identity of those deceased in the unfortunate crash, Prime Minister Dahal directed to make the identification process scientific and urged for handover of the bodies to their family members at the earliest. Minister for Culture, Tourism and Civil Aviation Sudan Kirati has directed officials to ensure proper hygiene at the Tribhuvan International Airport. Minister Kirati had reached the airport earlier this morning for monitoring and emphasized on the airport hygiene, especially in the restrooms, saying that there had been complaints of loss of passengers' belongings. Minister Kirati directed concerned departments to ensure incidents as such do not repeat and assured of initiatives for any policy lapses. We'll take a short break here. We have more news coming up. Number of tourists reaching the religious and tourist regions of the hilly districts in Sudur Paschim has increased in recent days. The tourist areas have become accessible as most of the local levels have prioritized promotion of domestic tourism. The local levels have been identifying and promoting new tourist destinations, including rivers, water bodies and high hills. Retreats of various organizations have increased in the Green Park of Dadildhura. A large number of local residents and domestic tourists have been visiting the place on weekends. The local levels have identified around a dozen new religious and tourist destinations in Amargadi municipality near Dadildhura headquarters alone. Most local levels of Sudur Paschim have prioritized promotion of domestic tourism. The local residents have also begun reaching these new destinations for office retreats and family picnics. Takuro, Green Park, Rawaltoli Cave, Shanti Batika, Waterfall of Sayal, Boda Lake and Ali Lake among 8 dozen new tourist destinations have been identified. While the local levels are identifying new destinations, they have also begun renovating and decorating existing destinations. As young local residents and domestic tourists have been looking for new destinations, the local levels have begun prioritizing identification of new tourist and religious destinations while ensuring conservation of existing destinations. The network of those involved in fake Nepali and Indian notes has increased in Tarai region bordering India in the south. 140 sets of fake notes of 50 rupees and a machine which prints fake notes that looks identical to Nepali notes has been confiscated from Nepalganj in western region. A team of Bake police has confiscated a printer and fake 50 rupees notes from a hotel in Nepalganj. Investigations have found that Sadab Halwai of Nepalganj had rented the hotel room where he was using a Thailand-made printer to print fake Nepali notes. However, the police team failed to arrest those involved in the crime. The hotel room 307 was booked in the name of Nasir Kadari by Halwai from the 13th of January last week. After finding the activities suspicious, the hotel operator had informed the police as the authorities conducted a raid and confiscated the fake notes and the printer. An identity card of a non-government organization with a photograph of an individual has also been recovered from the hotel room. The person captured in the CCTV footages of the hotel and the photograph on the identity card appear to be the same person. The local police is now coordinating with the CIB for further investigations. This incident has hinted towards the increase in activity and network of printing fake notes in Nepalganj and other Tarai locations. Prior to this, police had arrested Shafiq Khan with fake 1,000 rupee Nepali notes on the 9th of July 2019. In the previous fiscal year, police had confiscated fake Nepali notes of 3,060,000 rupees and Indian notes of 277,900 in Madhya province. Despite these confiscations, police have not been successful in making significant arrests to break the network of such criminals. A member of Raute community identified as Narayan Shahi has died after being severely injured in a fire in Dailik. Shahi, who was undergoing treatment at the National Trauma Center in Kathmandu, breathed his last after 16 days. The hospital had suggested taking Shahi home after his situation had grown critical. It has been learned that Shahi passed away while he was being taken home in an ambulance. Shahi was injured while keeping himself warm next to burning firewood. The Raute community, which had been living in a forest near Narayan Municipality, Ward number 9 in Dailek, has 143 members of 42 families. Blankets have been distributed to 200 senior citizens in Phungling Municipality, Ward number 7 and 8 of Taplijung to protect themselves from cold. The blankets have been distributed to senior citizens above 70 years of age and those with disabilities in Phungling Municipality. The municipality, which had distributed jackets last year, had reached the homes of senior citizens and those with disabilities to distribute the blankets. Time now for our segment, Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
Here's the question: what should be done to curb the impact of climate change? Your options are A. Conserve natural resources, B. Increase public awareness, and C. Reduce carbon emission. Voting is on. Tap any WS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.